These two little snowmen in my neighborhood that just will not melt. Anyway. Hi y'all. I know we were supposed to do the lunchtime lowdown earlier. But it has been a heck of a day since I saw y'all last yesterday. A lot has happened on a personal note. And I just needed some time today to kind of just take advantage of not letting it soak in, but like just taking stock and inventory, right? And really, really making some solid decisions. Because a lot of times when I'm talking about options and stuff like that, when we do different daily dumps, I always talk about don't get distracted by so many options till you do nothing. And then I think sometimes, God will make things happen in our lives that will not only force us to depend on Him, right? But also force us to move. And when I say move, I mean take action. So a lot of times we know what we need to do. We know what we're supposed to do. And sometimes we don't think that all the way through because we know if we did, we would probably actually do it, right? Or maybe deep down inside somewhere, you're probably still looking for something to change, but you won't tell yourself that, right? That's just like your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Like your subconscious hopes deep down inside maybe something will still change. You don't have to go through the stress and transition and uncomfortableness of change if things could just go back to the way they were, or if things could just get better, right? Yeah, well, I tell you one thing. I posted a video earlier today, and so if you haven't yet, make sure y'all go subscribe and go watch that video, because the purpose of the video, what the guy was saying was, demons do not like clarity. They like chaos. When people have clarity, they're able to see things clear, right? I.e., when I first got on just now, I told you that I needed this morning in the first half of today to really just kind of, take stock of stuff, which is basically I got more clarity on situations, and I know that I needed to take action steps, right? Well, the reality is this. As long as you're trying to get clear, and the more clear you get, the more chaos is going to come. All right? Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Hey, y'all. Hey. The clearer you get, the more chaos is going to come. And if you think that because you're getting clear, thank you. You think because you're getting clear that it's going to help the chaotic person, or the person that likes chaos in your life, get clearer because you're getting clearer, then you lying to yourself. Baby, let me tell you something, okay? You cannot rationalize with an irrational person. Say it out loud. Does that even make sense? Huh? Hey, irrational person, let me rationalize with you. It don't even make sense when you say it out loud, because it's impossible. Gone are the days where you have to put up with anybody-ish. God has made so many ways for you to be able to provide for yourself, provide for your family, etc. Which is why I don't like it when people talk bad about the internet and social media, because what they're really saying is they don't know how to use it, or they don't understand how it goes into their life, right? But the reality is God leveled so many playing fields so that you don't have to be put in situations to hurt you, to harm you, to deal with people hurting you and harming you and talking down to you, places of bondage. Thank you. But oftentimes the familiar, and listen, I'm guilty of it too. The familiar is just that, familiar. And familiar feels good, right? Even if it ain't good for us. So what to do when they want chaos, when you want clarity, is you gotta move. And move is gonna mean different things for different people. Because yesterday I posted the video, and part of the video was stop letting somebody else who has the chaos and their dumb decisions and the things they're doing cause you to make decisions that are based off the stupid stuff that they doing, because they all over the place, got you all over the place. No, listen. I tolerate a lot. I feel like I've been through a lot, and I know how to tolerate a lot. I've seen a lot. But there are a few things that I would give my life for. And those few things are my kids. I have 3 kids, okay? You can say anything to me. Well, you really can't, but you know what I'm saying. You can say anything to me. You could feel how you want to feel about me. You could hate me. You could et cetera, et cetera. But you see, when it hurts my children, when it hurts my kids, then Houston, all bets are off. Between yesterday and today, and after I got off with y'all yesterday, oh my God, the day was just so smooth. I picked my daughter up, which is what I'm about to do in a minute. Excuse me, y'all. And the clearer you get, the more content you get, because they cannot stand your peace. They cannot stand your progress. They cannot stand you to be getting clear. They cannot stand the fact that you are not failing. Ain't that some ish? You would think, how would somebody ever even think like that, right? How could somebody even be wired to do that? Well, narcissism is real, y'all. And narcissists, and remember, my 2 areas of specialty of narcissism, covert narcissism and grandiose narcissism. With dealing with narcissists, the more calm you are, the more focused you are, the more you're trying to get your stuff together, baby. Here they come. Like a hurricane, right? Because they need chaos to breathe like me and you need oxygen. Okay? So much so, and so they put themselves above anyone and anything, so much so, y'all. Do you know, yesterday, my daughter's father, he came and threatened me in front of my daughter. Yeah, he did. He broke a set of cabinets in my living room, and he punched a hole in my garage. My daughter was there. She's 4. About to be 5. And she's very smart and very intuitive. And y'all, I haven't watched Snapped on Oxygen in a long time, but baby, I was right there. Hear me? Right there. I was right there. Because when you hurt my children, indirectly or directly, all bets are off. I don't see nothing but red. And then when you realize, when you get to that point in the situation, y'all, you have overstayed your stay. And here's what I mean by that. Okay? It is not going to get better. It is only going to get worse. Because for the couple of years that I've been dealing with drama from my daughter's father, it has been a slow escalation. And now it has overflowed into where he did it in front of my daughter, like threatened me. No more. No more. No more. Let me say this to anybody in any type of relationship right now. because I'm not in a relationship with him. But because this is, for me, this is the moving on stage, right? For a narcissist, this is the discard phase. Okay? While I am trying to move on, they're not gonna let you move on in peace. Hell no. Then life ain't worth living if they let you move on in peace. Right? You're moving on. Translation to a narcissist. This is the discard phase. Somebody was trying to call me. This is the discard phase for them. And what do you do when you discard stuff? Throw it in the trash, right? Or throw it away or whatever. That's how the narcissist thinks about you. You're trash to them. You whatever, right? They want to discard you, and they want to just, their version of moving on is discarding you, knowing that they threw you in the trash. So now you've trashed, and they can feel better about themselves, and then go on to another victim, somebody that don't know them yet. For real. Well, I ain't that easy to trash. So the clearer I get, the better things come together for me, the more angry he gets. And that's how the dynamics of any type of narcissistic relationship is. Work relationship, family member relationship, love relationship, spouse, friendship. That's how the dynamics of that type of relationship with a narcissist is. Okay? While they're trying to get rid of you, you are finding you again. And they don't want you to find yourself again. They want to leave you in shambles so that you can be confused. You can be feel guilty, right? You can feel like it's your fault. You can feel like you're doing a bad job, or you could not feel beautiful, or you could not feel successful, because they're going to throw everything at you. Oh my God. They're going to talk to you like the lowest of the low, and they're going to go out of their way to make sure that you know that they already dating somebody else. Because have you ever seen, do you remember the show, True Blood? I loved True Blood. I got on it late, but then when I did get on the show, I binge watched it all the way through all the episodes. Hate that it went away. I love True Blood, but I get it. Everything comes to an end. But I don't know if you used to remember how those vampires, like how they used to be, and they just had to get some blood. Like, just even a girl who didn't want to be a vampire, she's had to get a little bit of blood so that she could just feel that comfort and then be able to go back to being normal, right? Right? Remember that? Well, y'all, that's how narcissists are. They are like the true blood of emotions and soul. If they cannot ruin your day, if they cannot, especially if they benefit nothing from what you're doing, okay? And 9 times out of 10, you're moving on is not going to benefit them, okay? Because, of course, if they're covert narcissists, they're worried about the way you're going to portray them to people, right? And if they're grandiose narcissists, they're worried about their reputation, period. Okay? But the reality is, they need to upset you, upset your day, cause chaos in your life so that they can get that hit. I use True Blood as an example for vampires, but think about a crackhead. Now, I don't know how crackheads act when they need to get a hit. I can only go how Pookie was on New Jack City. But if you can imagine them having to have that, they have to, not just from you, but we're talking about you. And if you're in a relationship, it's time to move. Because The type of vampires that narcissists are, they will literally suck your soul and emotions dry. If you let them. Don't let them. You have to be willing to start over or walk away. And I will tell you this. During the discard phase for them, the moving on phase for me, right, is when it's the hardest. Because they're losing complete control. What happens when they can't control you? They can't control your day because they don't have your phone number. Not only do they not have your phone number, they don't know where you live. They might not follow you on social media, but somebody they know do. So they're gonna be looking for you, checking for you to see if you still doing bad. You know how they do. You know how they do. They want to see if you still doing bad so they can feel better about themselves. And then when they see you not doing bad, it angers them. They hate you. Remember, narcissists blame you for everything that's wrong with them. Say it again out loud. Narcissists blame you for everything that's wrong with them. And narcissists blame you for all the wrong that they do because it's your fault that you made them do the wrong. Still don't make sense? My point exactly. You cannot rationalize with an irrational person. It is not your job to try to remain the calm, right? And suppress yourself to be able to deal with their chaos. It's not. I would like to say that I think the biggest thing, and this is how I know it's all God, y'all. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go. Because, we do have to come back on later, and me and you, we got to do the lowdown, because we got to do the lowdown on this new Diddy documentary. Because, boy, the narcissism in that. But my biggest thing was that I did not want to badmouth my ex in front of my daughter. She loves her daddy, okay? I did not, I don't like to argue in front of her, anything like that. And he is the type of person that loves to argue, okay? Remember I told you, they need arguing like they need oxygen, right? And so no matter what I tried to do, I always felt like I stayed too long, right? Even though he doesn't live in the house anymore, but still we own the property together. And I just feel like I said in the beginning of this video, it's time to move, but you keep not moving. And you keep not moving because nobody wants to be uncomfortable on purpose, right? But then what do you do when God pulls the rug from under you? And let me tell you what I mean. My biggest fear, because watch this, because God will turn your biggest fear into your faith, okay? My biggest fear was my daughter experiencing him the way I know he really is, because I know she loves her dad. And remember, I love my dad, and my dad's a narcissist. So I know how that is, right? And I felt like I had to protect her from that, etc. Well, then yesterday when he came and showed his ass in front of our daughter, and while my daughter was in my arms, threatened to punch me in the face, yeah. And threatened my life, yeah. Wished death upon me, yeah. All of those things, right? Well, before I called the cops, I realized right then, in that moment, God just freed me. God just freed me. Because now, she saw it for herself. And it ain't nothing I did. I don't have to manipulate the situation. Because they're going to lie and try to make it seem like it's something you doing. You making the child hate them. Nope, they do a good job of that all by themselves. My daughter said, I hate my daddy. Get out, daddy. And I said, Brookie, don't say that. She was so scared, y'all. She ran over in the corner and cried. And you got to know, I felt real Medea-ish. Okay? But the fact that it even got there, my point is that it's only escalating. But I thank God. And let me tell you why. Because this is how you turn your fear into faithfulness. I realized that God knew exactly. God know your heart. And God know in my heart, in my mind, my soul, my spirit, I did not want to hurt my child. Because I've been that little girl. Right? And I really know how important it is for her to have her father in her life, as well as the fact that I know she loves her father, right? But because God knew that, God don't care nothing about that, because none of that matters when the person is the devil, them damn selves, literally trying to destroy you. And God don't play about me, and God don't play about you. So he's not going to let you get comfortable. And it won't get better. It will only escalate, because now it escalated to him doing it in front of my daughter. I'm not letting it get worse. Leaving is the hardest part of any relationship. But it's triple 10 trillion times harder when you're trying to leave or break away from or set boundaries in a relationship with any type of narcissist. But God pulled the rug for me, because when he did that in front of Brooklyn yesterday, y'all, I felt like I literally, like, in my, you ever flew on an airplane and you know how when you get up the plane your ears pop? You know how you like hold your nose and be like, and you hear like the sound pop in both your ears? Literally, that's what I heard in my ears, if that makes sense. Now I was seeing red, but that's what I heard when he said what he said to me with Brookie in my arms. And I said, it was like a poof. Now I have no excuse. Now what? That was your biggest fear, right? Well, he's shown Brooklyn exactly how he is. So now let's see you turn your fear into faithfulness and move. Because faith without works is dead. AKA move. Move does not mean same thing for different people. Okay? Only you know where you are in your life. And do you think it's going to be comfortable? No, of course not. Do you think you will have it all figured out before you do it? Of course not. Because then why would you need God if you did? Whatever you do everything that you can to protect yourself the most during your moving on phase. Because it is in that phase, as the narcissists lose control, that they will get the most chaotic to try to not only ruin you, leave you in shambles, suck your emotions and soul dry, but could very well kill you, y'all. And if they don't kill you physically, and you don't think that this stress, these migraines, making your blood pressure go up, narcissistic abuse has even been linked to rheumatoid arthritis. And guess what I got a couple years after being with him? Rheumatoid arthritis. These are the conversations that nobody wants to have. We just keep floating the narcissist word around. But no, somebody has to stand up. Y'all, narcissism is a epidemic. Boy, not only do we need a goddamn flu shot like a narcissist vaccine, but we need to be actively working on a cure. And it ain't gonna be one cure. It ain't gonna be one cure. It ain't gonna be one cure, because there's not one type of narcissism. Okay? Hold on, y'all. It ain't gonna be one cure, because there's not one type of narcissism, y'all. But If we don't start addressing this problem, baby, it is not going to get better for our children. And that's the realest shit I ever wrote. My stepmom today was like, don't be getting on that video on your YouTube and telling them folks all your business and putting that up on the internet. And I said to her, huh? She's like, I know you don't care, but I don't want them. I said, let me tell you something. And I can't explain it, but it would be irresponsible of me to not share this journey. It would be irresponsible of me to even be on a platform and let I don't know who Jessica Pearson is, but I'm gonna look it up. Thank you. But I have to share my story, because if we keep hiding it, it's not going to get better. You see what's happening now? It took this long for narcissism to spill over enough into the public to where we see that it is a problem. We see it in domestic violence relationships. We see it in politicians. We see it in Diddy. We see it. Y'all, moving on is the hardest part. But I can guarantee you that staying stuck is harder. Because me staying stuck all this time, honestly, finally, I feel like I'm glad Brookie saw that, because now, excuse me, I can move on. And what I mean is, I can move on from thinking that I have to hide her from the truth. She's so strong and resilient, and she's just about to be 5. And she's like, Mommy, can we get a new house and not tell Daddy where it is? Broke my heart into a trillion pieces. But you know what I told her? You don't mean that. You love your daddy. No, I hate my daddy. No, you don't. I said, but you and Mommy are going to get a new house. Okay? And we're going to have fun. Don't let them ruin you or your children. You are not the first person that they have hurt. You will not be the last. You are not the first person that they have discarded, ran their whole narcissism game on. You will not be the last. Don't feel special. Pray for the next people that have to encounter this person or persons. Pray for them in advance, because you already know what they about to go through. Hell. Only a demon could live and thrive off of others' pain and agony. Only a demon could need to argue and need chaos to function normally. Listen, I had no plans for yesterday to happen. As a matter of fact, he just popped up at my house. But I thank God that it happened. And I thank God that my daughter was there, because it freed me. And now it's going to free us. And I hope that my story can free you. Move now, talk later. Move now, explain later. Move now, tell later. Move now, document later. Move now, think about it later. Because if you keep thinking and you keep weighing your options, you'll never move at all. Aren't you excited about a fresh start? I know I am. Ha! Listen, grief has stages. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are burying the life that they lied to me about, the life that they sold to me, right? As a matter of fact, I think we're going to have a funeral for the fake life that the narcissist sold me. Now that that life is dead and I know the truth, why don't we have a funeral for it so we can give it a proper burial? It's okay. Listen, one thing about things, even when you bury them, is that they always rise to the top of the earth. That's why you can't bury bones or bury a body and you think it's never going to come up. You know how the scientists be finding stuff and it's like hundreds and thousands of years old? Because the earth is going to give it up to the surface. It's going to naturally make it rise. So don't worry about them trying to keep you down. Worry about you staying in the same spot so that they can keep trying to keep you down. You got this. I got this. I'm ready for a fresh start. And if you're ready for a fresh start, put that in the comments. Because I'm going to share my journey because it's bigger than me. If I don't say anything, how am I going to help a world that I know is going to be plagued with narcissism even more by the time my 4-year-old daughter is ready to date? Y'all, move. I love you. And I'll be back later.